Myles, you're muted.
Yeah, I had a question. I've been looking into the CBI program with the IBBA. I was wondering if anybody in the chat here today is a CBI, and if you could speak a little bit. I mean, obviously, I know the process is, I think, 60 some odd hours or something like that, but I wanted to kind of inquire as to whether anybody is a CBI and what kind of impact that might have had on their business brokering.
Any CBIs here besides me?
I am not a CBI yet, but man, I am on my way. And I believe that it is going to completely separate me from the competition. The brokers, I'm in an area where there aren't many business brokers, but the ones that have been here forever.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way I am going to compete is to have some numbers, have some letters behind my name.
I agree with you. I've been looking on the IBBA website here, and I believe there's only one CBI in the entire state of Montana. So it's a certification that I think I'm really interested in pursuing. And obviously, with the coursework you do just to get certified, just to start business brokering with EXP, you're already a decent amount of the way there just by doing those courses. So yeah, it's definitely something I'm very much considering, especially, you know, during the winter out here in Montana, things slow down a lot. And I think it would be a good usage of my time this winter to kind of make its way through. But thank you so much for that comment, Karen, because I have been thinking a lot about it.
Yeah, I mean, I highly recommend it. Go ahead, Karen.
Because I think the training is just so on point. I'm a little older and I've had training from many other sources. And I can tell you this is deep. It's focused. It's not fluff. They get to the meat of what you need. They don't waste your time. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, just with anything in sales, it's about demonstrating value. And I feel like going through that course, you're able to definitely demonstrate value, because I've had very similar questions with to you, AZ. You know, like I'm just getting started too, and you know, I want to learn how to value businesses properly. You know, that's how you are going to be successful in business, I think. So definitely something I'm very strongly considering, and I think even more strongly so after, you know, chatting with you a little bit, Karen.
Yeah, I think the IBBA summit, that educational summit that I was talking about with 210, 220, 221, that is a requirement for your CBI. I highly recommend getting a CBI. And I mean, my personal viewpoint is that you can never stop learning. You can never learn enough about business brokerage, because business is dynamic and therefore brokerage is also dynamic. You're always going to be learning more, and you can always learn from other people's experiences. The business broker community is small, and it's very most of the people are very willing to share information. So it's not that people don't view each other. There are a few brokers that will view each other as competitors and things like that, and maybe not be as willing to share. But for the most part, most business brokers, particularly in the IBBA and in M&A Source, you know, they're very willing to share information and assist you in any way they can. So, but as far as getting your CBI, I always recommend to people that do it for the education, not for the letters. Because ultimately, when you have the education, nobody can take that away from you. You know, if you don't pay your membership fees for a year, then the letters drop off of your name. You don't get to use them anymore. But you have the education, and that education will benefit your clients and help you to be a better business broker in general. So, you know, designations and all of that are fine. You know, they serve a purpose. When you're looking, I remember when I was looking at getting certified in exit planning, and I looked at all the different programs that were out there and was like, well, you know, this one's a 3-day program and I can get these letters. That one's a week long and I can take a test and get these letters. This one, I have to do 120 hours of coursework and file 2 case studies. and they're going to grade those and make sure that I know what the hell I'm doing. So it was a harder process, but I wanted the education. I wasn't doing it for the letters. The letters are great, but like I said, those can go away anytime. It's the knowledge that you want and the education. So definitely, yeah, I highly recommend going after your CBI.
Just one last point on that is this is how we are just with us and other colleagues, but think of how we look to the outside customers looking in. They will go to a site that they could easily go to EXP Commercial and say, oh, we want to find a broker. How do they choose you?
Absolutely.